Hi, Nikki again, and back with another video that is my personal experience, not to be used as medical advice. And I was going to do another one about calibration factor and just kind of put it out there. So I'll say it again, this is my personal experience, not to be used as medical advice. I don't want anybody following me on this because it would be the blind leading the blind. There is no manual. There is nobody for me to call. I don't know if I'm right. I do know I'm using my calibration factor every day. I really, really like it. I think that there's an enormous amount of potential in it, and I'm hoping that somebody out there can run with it. Yeah, I don't know, maybe make us a nice little device that tells us where we're going. But anyway, for today, I was going to do a follow-up on this one. The last video I made was a starting point for calibration factor, and I don't know how to present these videos, so I'm doing my best. The one I made was about a starting point. So I said the place where I started was to find my calibration factor when my blood sugar was stable. And my stable blood sugar calibration factor is a 5.5. Maybe it's everybody's. I don't have any idea. That's what mine is. So that's what I needed first. And really the only way to find that is I would start off in the morning. If you're in auto mode overnight, I think that a lot of people are kind of stable in the morning. Kind of, right? I mean, that could change every day anyway, but that's a possibility. Or before you eat your next meal. I mean, I don't know. I don't know when I'm stable during the day. It's why I like my calibration factor, but you got to start off by trying to pin down what your blood sugar is when it's just stable. And the way I did it is by testing 8,422 times a day and finding that number that kept appearing. So that's it. Next video. Okay, so the thing that I wanted to say today was what I understand now about calibration factor and movement. And I'm just going to put this one out there. I just had a sensor that didn't appear to be bad, but my calibration factors they just ran high. And for the first couple of days, I acted on those. And it wasn't until this morning that I went, oh my goodness, it's my calibration factor is just wrong. This is the first sensor that I've had like that. But I have to say it because that's been a part of my experience with the calibration factor. But I also think that sometimes we get a bad blood sugar test or a finger stick, or sometimes we get a bad sensor, or, so I'm not going to lose hope in it. I'm just saying that I had a couple of days where it just wasn't very good, and I don't understand why. With that being said, what I do understand at this point, I'm a stable 5.5. As I rise above that, it means I'm moving up. As I fall below that, it means I'm moving down. It means my blood sugar is falling. Now, this is the scale. What goes up must come down, and apparently what comes down must go up. Maybe not in the real world, but in this. So if your calibration factor goes out, it has to come back the same way. And if it goes down, it has to come up the same way. So it will pass through each of these numbers. So what I have learned is that in general, when I'm a 3.5, it means I'm falling pretty quickly. But it's going to matter where I've been. So here's its limitation. Sometimes it's very clear. Sometimes my blood sugar is a 250 and I have a calibration factor of a 3.5. It's very clear I'm falling, right? So now I understand I am a 250, but my sugar's on the move. Sometimes it's not clear. Sometimes I am at a 60. This is the first time I'm looking and I'm at a 3.5. Well, now was I a 3.5 to get to a 60, or am I a 60 and a 3.5 and falling? That's the part I'm unclear on. And it is a limitation. It means that unless I know where I've been, I can't use it by itself, but I'm learning how to say, okay, I'll test again in 15 minutes. Because if the next one is a 3.1, well, then it means I'm still falling. If it's a 4.6 or a 4.2, then it means I'm starting to turn around. I use it all the time, and I'm trying to embrace the limitations, because I have to ask myself every day, am I doing these videos and am I going through all this with the calibration factor because I want to be right, or because I want to understand it? Because those are two different purposes. And although I love being right with all my heart, I do want to understand it, and I want to use it, and I don't want it to make me sick. And for the most part, it's fantastic. I mean, it really kind of gives me an idea of what's coming. Every now and then it's just not right, and that's life. That's the rest of my life anyway. So that's it. That's video 2 on the calibration. Actually, video 18 on the calibration factor, but video 2 officially. So I'm going to go take that down, which I threatened last time. Have a great day, and thanks for watching. Bye.